Hello, everybody. My name is Ed. I'm in my armchair, and the smoking lamp is lit. And guess what I'm smoking today? My new favorite pipe. Look at this guy. Look at this stem. It is just gorgeous. It's a paneled pipe, kind of paneled Dublin. On the smaller side, but it'll be perfect when I just don't want to smoke that for that long of a time, which isn't often, or if I'm just trying out something that might be a little heavy for me. But I gotta mention who is to blame for this. Donnie, pipe and a pour. He has this pipe. And I saw it, and it's like, I fell in love with it, and I don't know why, but I did. Again, the stem has a lot to do with it. Just the panel, it hit me right. And I'd have to point out that I, in no way, was thinking about getting a new pipe. I just am not that way. And then I see this pipe. So Donnie is to blame. Luckily for me, for him, I love it. There are a few giveaway or stuff going on. So we're going to be doing a VR for 2 of these. And a third one I'm going to do, this will be next week. Relaxed Piper and hobbies. So he's having a giveaway, and he's asking 3 questions, and it also is only open to those people that do a VR. Can't just say I'm in and get in. So next week, instead of doing the goal today, next week I am going to do the goal, and since he's asking 3 questions that are great little simple questions, and there's questions that people could just kind of talk about if they were doing a presentation or a presenter, I'm going to do a special little video next week to give you tips on being a presenter. For those people that watch, think maybe about a presenter, think they can't. This is going to be some special tips, special encouragement, hopefully, as I answer these 3 questions. So, if you're a guest of mine, but not a presenter, check this one out next week. It's going to be a little something different for me, but really to encourage more people that being part of the YTPC in the sense of being a presenter is really great. We love it. You'll love it, and you'll be entered for the gall by presenting. So that'll be next week. Take notes, write it down. So, the first VR is going to Truckin' Piper Bob. He is asking about books. What is your favorite childhood book? And what is your favorite as an adult? Well, this was actually very easy for me to do. A little bit of fudging on something, and I'll explain that. So, a childhood book that I loved was probably the first book I got that wasn't just the pure something hand-me-down from my sisters, just a book that my parents would read. This book is The Swamp Fox of the Revolution. This is the story of Francis Marion. And it's just, really light read because I got it on my 10th birthday. And let me read the inscription. Where is it? Basically, this was given, there it is. This was given to Edward R. Donner from Frank and Mike, December 13th, 1960. So I was 10. But what important this is, my two brothers were not even a month old yet. I got a lot of stuff that year with my parents making sure that I didn't feel out of place because of having new brothers, which I wasn't, but I got a train set for it, got this book, and it was the first one that's illustrated. So it's simple to read, and I loved it. I enjoyed reading about the Revolution. And Francis Marion. Childhood book. Now, my adult book, I'm doing a little fudging because I first got this book, and it's part of many, when I was a freshman in high school. So I was really a young whippersnapper, young adult. The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. My high school had a little bookstore, and I got that. And the memoir, had a bunch of Sherlock Holmes books, which you may now know I love Sherlock Holmes. But this one was neat in the sense that it was the first ones. Later, I got the first one, which is a Study in Scarlet. Okay, so it would have been nice to have that first because that's when Holmes meets Dr. Watson. So anyhow, I started out not exactly at the beginning, but got all of these. Most of them I got in my freshman year, and all of them, before I got out of high school. Love them. So that is the favorite. And then I also, as I consider this part of an adult, because I also read them again when I got out of the Navy. I read them again. Well, anyway, the thing is I've read them all at least 4 and possibly 5 times, because once I start, I'll read them all. And now lately, and lately I mean the last 20 years, I have read them all once at least. But I do have now the DVDs of the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes, a series on PBS. And so I watch them. And I've watched them all quite a few times. So that is my answer to Trucking Piper Bob. Next. Smoking Syed Yusuf from South Africa. This is a giveaway I want to be involved in because what he's giving away is stuff from South Africa. Everything. Some tobaccos. Think he's giving away a pipe. I would really love to try some of this stuff. It'll be great. So anyway, why don't you just send that stuff to me rather than let everybody else involved. That's my own thought, my own personal opinion. But he's asking, how did you get into the YTPC? What influenced you to YTPC? We've answered this a lot. Mine is a little bit unique in that I started, once I kind of found out what YouTube was, and you can learn how to do stuff and, watch stuff and whatever. I started concentrating on YouTube for the pipe restoration. I had already been retired. Of course, I had a fair amount of pipes at that time. And as you know, some of them at that time were close to 50 years old. And I also have my dad's pipes. And I wanted to learn how to restore them. And that, boy, just opened up a can of worms. It was great. Biggest influence with that is Bear Pipe. He had, I tried to found a bunch of people doing restoring of pipes, but his were the best. I watched all of them a couple times. I really followed what he did on leather pipes, staining pipes, just cleaning them, retorting them. It was great. Through him, then he mentioned people like Cane Rod. Kind of through him is when I started expanding into other stuff with the YTPC, besides just, cleaning and restoring pipes. But people like Mutton Chop, Matches 860. My first video of his was a reaming exercise you did. So that's where I was starting at, on what I can learn for restoring pipe. And then I started getting suggestions for other people, and then started hearing about the YTBC kind of through them. And then eventually I kind of started realizing what they did, but I still didn't know stuff. I watched all of my stuff on my television, so I had no idea of comments being made, because I don't look at it through my computer. But it's slowly learning all of this stuff, getting new experience, and then found out what it was. Then found out about the comments and what's really the whole network. And so about 3.5 years ago, that's when I started presenting. And the rest is history. So, I hope that answers a few VRs. Hope you liked it. Remember, next week will be that third VR where you have to be a presenter, and I'm going to be working with these people that want to possibly think about being a presenter as we answer the 3 questions that Relaxed Piper gives us. So I hope you stay tuned for that. Tell anybody that you know that might be interested to check on it. It'll probably be either Tuesday or Thursday. Enough said. I hope you like this. And remember, if you don't like this, you will not get to heaven. Or as Doc says, Valhalla. So may your smoking lamp always be lit. Take care out there.